So let's start this discussion around what companies are doing. There's a great deal of cynicism out there about whether to believe companies and some of the claims they make and greenwashing and those sort of things. I don't want to get directly into that, but what I do want to start with is that there's a change going on in companies. If we go back to Milton Friedman, he basically said companies are there for the benefit of the shareholder and the shareholder alone. We've seen a significant shift in organizations around the world, here in the United States, the Business Roundtable coming forward and saying, no, we are for all stakeholders, and we only have the license to operate if we look after the people and the planet together. So where are each of you on that journey, and how are you trying to project some of the things you're doing without greenwashing and the claims of greenwashing? So Natalie, let me come back to you with that rather broad comment, but if you can comment on that from an Avon point of view.
Yeah, sure. So it's interesting to hear you quote Friedman, and what he had said back in the 70s was that the social responsibility of business was to deliver profit. And we have now seen this seismic shift where actually the social responsibility of a business today is to find profitable solutions to the problems that are facing people and planet. So it's from profit to what we call the triple bottom line: people, planet, and profit. And it is no longer acceptable for an organization, for a private company to just be delivering on one of those things. So we find not only do we want to be part of the solutions, but also it's what our people expect from us, what our communities expect. And we've all seen the rise of organizations who are delivering for both people and planet are those companies that are managing to survive and in the future thrive through all of the difficult things that the world's throwing at us right now. So our core purpose is around women. So it's around creating a better world for women, which is a better world for all, supporting the issues that matter to them, whether it's raising awareness of breast cancer or violence against women and girls, unlocking earnings opportunities. But we can't just do that bit. So the other important part is how we do business, which is around how can we run our own organization, run our manufacturing operations, how can we create beauty products in a way that is planet kind as well as ticking the humankind box. So that's where we are looking at the carbon footprint of what we create. We're looking at the recyclability of our products. We're looking at how we source our ingredients. So we all need to look at people, planet, and profit. For us, we have 2030 goals that we're working towards. We have shorter term goals to get us there, but it's really important that we have that long-term vision and that we're showing progress against that in a really transparent way. Because going back to the greenwashing issue, I think we find that our communities will forgive us for not being perfect, but they expect us to be honest. And I think that's at the crux of being transparent with the people that you're communicating with.
Fantastic. I love that. Not perfect, but honest. Michael, your comments on this issue.
Yeah, so being in charge of a packaging company that represents the packaging for thousands of brands, I'll first touch upon it from a brand standpoint. We see that, the brands out there that are winning are the ones that are really touching the hearts and minds of consumers, the ones that really stand for something, stand for a greater purpose. Those brands that are really focused on sustainability or focusing on some core value that really touches the heart and mind of a consumer, and the ones that the consumer wants to associate with, the ones that they want to carry that brand around proudly, because that brand actually also displays what that person's mentality is. So they want to be associated with brands that also embody their feelings. So those brands that we see are growing at a disproportionate rate, much quicker than at the other brands that don't embody that that type of mentality. Now, if I look over at Trivium Packaging, shifting gears, I mean, for us, sustainability is at the heart and soul of everything that we do. It's part of our strategy. I mean, we're shaping the future of packaging, to make a better planet for everyone, not only today, for future generations to come. That's our shared purpose. We rally the organization around that. And we do so that every employee gets up every day and they think about what they're doing to positively impact the world. I mean, we're not here just to make packaging products. We're here to make products that really will make the world a better place. Our products recycle forever. We're here to not only impact today's society, but the future. And we want to make sure that we're doing everything along those lines. So we've signed up for the Science-Based Target Initiatives, the UN Global Compact Initiative, like I previously said, and we walk the talk. So we're walking the talk. We're making sure employees are engaged, and sustainability is really at the heart of peace in my mind, right? And if you think about that, look at clean energy. If we look at air, right? Everyone needs fresh air. Everyone needs fresh water, clean drinking water, and everyone needs a secure food supply source. And if you don't have those basic things, then you can't have peace. Peace can't prosper. So sustainability is everywhere.
You mentioned some brands that are doing it well and others who are doing it less well. I'm sure they're all your customers. and care to name any who you think are doing it really well?
Well, I mean, I think you can see the ones that are out there, and quite vocal. The Unilevers of the world. You see their brands growing quite well in certain categories. You see, some other brands. I don't want to name lots of the brands, but I'll just tell you there are big companies and small companies out there that are just doing an incredible job and growing at a disproportionate rate because of it.
Christian, give us your thoughts on the shift from shareholder value to stakeholder value. I know Allianz are right at the center of that, but how would you put it in your own words?
Yeah, let me answer maybe in a twofold way. First of all, I'd like to stress that we have the privilege to really look at a business model, which is actually very traditional, but also very contemporary, and it's based on solidarity. So by definition, we're looking at the principle of reciprocity. So we want our customers rather to be members as opposed to just customers, which is actually a quite nice starting point. And secondly, look, I think the stakeholder view comes in if we look at how brands need to behave in the year 2022. We're in the business since 132 years. And we've been looking not only at one crisis, but many. And I think the one attribute which really sticks out is resilience, and resilience for a lot of stakeholder groups, customers, but also governments, a reliable partner, but also partners, for example, talking about peace, the Olympic movement we're partnering with since a few years. So we're the sole insurance partners, and that obviously gives us the justification, but also the belief that we're doing something right. By now, I was mentioning that we're the largest insurer, but we're also the #1 insurance brand. So people obviously respect and give us the credit for what we do. But it is much more than the customer, and it's much more complex than it looks. And it is maybe the last comment on that one, the notion that brands need to take a different stance. So we're not just there for consumers. We're playing with governments in the public. We're competing basically, or we're playing in the same ecosystem like governments and the public sector.